Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome. Welcome to this fantastic event, CEATAC, Common Exhibition for Advanced Technologies in Japan. My name is Olivier de Weck, and I'm a professor of Aeronautics and Astronautics and Engineering Systems at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the United States. It is my pleasure and honor to be here and offer some remarks for the opening of the new Digital Architecture Design Center, or DADC, which is part of the IPA, the IT Promotion Agency in Japan. The topic of today is how do we collect data, how do we use data, how do we analyze data as part of Society 5.0. This is a grand challenge. We at MIT have been researching the question of how to advance society in terms of technologies, social organizations, and also the legal structures in an integrated way for many years. Back in 2011, we published a book called Engineering Systems: Satisfying the Needs of Humanity Through Complex Technology. In this book, we describe how society can be thought of as being made up of multiple layers. One layer certainly is the physical world around us, the world of complex information systems, the world of transportation systems. In this picture, for example, you see a major project that was completed in Boston more than a decade ago, the Central Artery or Big Dig project. It required essentially $15 to $20 billion to create new transportation infrastructure, to put all of our highways under the surface and have multiple layers of light rail, subways, and other infrastructures tightly integrated while the city continued to operate. This is the complexity of the physical world. But we also need to take into account the complexity of the information world. The amount of data that is being collected every day from individuals like us, from physical infrastructure and machines, is enormous. Trillions and trillions of bits of information are being generated, collected, and circulated through the internet. This is the grand challenge of Society 5.0 in Japan and around the world. Architecture for Society 5.0 is the question of data ownership. If we think of it as a triangle, we have on the one hand individuals, we have on the other hand companies, and on the third side we have the government. All three of them have a vital interest in the availability and security of data. The question is, who really owns this data? This is a fundamental and very difficult question to answer. In the United States, we see that companies such as Google, Amazon, or Facebook have a strong claim of ownership of data, and they have figured out how to monetize this data in terms of billions and billions of dollars. Now, this has also led to some backlash and some abuses of the system. In Europe, we see that the private data ownership rights of citizens are taken extremely seriously and are anchored in European legislation. The question here is, has it gone too far, and does it actually hinder the development of society? Does it dampen innovation? A third example would be the situation in China, where the government in China at multiple levels has digitized very quickly and is using the data in ways that will keep society safe, but could also lead to abuse and perhaps even a surveillance state where the government has too much information about its citizens. So this is a very difficult question, and an interesting question to answer by the DADC and the Society 5.0 initiative is, where will Japan fall on that spectrum? I have no doubt that the research and the demonstration projects that will be done by DADC and the IPA will lead us to new answers, will fundamentally change the way that this problem is thought about not only in Japan, but worldwide. So with this expectation, we at MIT are delighted to be a part of this initiative. We and our partners in academia in Japan, such as Keio University, the University of Tokyo, and other top flight institutions in Japan, will think about and support the initiative. One of the biggest challenges we have faced, perhaps in the last 50 years as a global society, is of course COVID-19. This pandemic has exposed weaknesses in the fabric of our societies, but it has also led to the acceleration of digital transformation. I see this very strongly in the area of education, where within a matter of a few weeks, we had to switch essentially over 2,000 classes to a fully digital format. We are now teaching on Zoom with thousands of students remote, and we're teaching in a way that is very innovative, sending students materials to their homes, collecting information from them, engaging them in the virtual world. We look forward to returning to the physical classroom, but in the meantime, I am convinced that COVID-19 will support and accelerate the digital transformation in society at multiple levels. We recently published a paper on COVID-19 in the journal Systems Engineering, where we proposed essentially a three-layered architecture with information being collected about the pandemic at the local level, at the regional level, and at the strategic national level. Building such C4I systems, these are systems that are there to command, control, give us visibility into what's happening in society and help us make better decisions that are not global decisions for everybody, but decisions that are truly optimized for the local, regional, and national situation. Therefore, let's look at COVID-19 not only as a threat to society, but also as a chance for digital transformation, as an accelerator for digital transformation. Finally, I would like to conclude and mention that I think what is very important for Society 5.0 and for the initial phase of the setup of the DADC, the Digital Architecture and Design Center within the IPA, is a set of demonstration projects. The DADC has chosen 3 areas as its primary areas of focus. The first area is smart security. Smart security and safety are absolutely essential. If we cannot guarantee the physical safety, the security and safety of our data, we don't have a way to build trust with the population. So I think this is an excellent choice. The second area is in the area of mobile and autonomous robotics. Japan is known as a world leader in robotics, and we see robotics penetrating now in different levels of society. For example, in logistics and supply chain, of course in manufacturing, but even in healthcare. How will these robots interact with us humans? Can we work with them collaboratively side by side? What is the information that we need to have about the robots and the robots need to have about us? And finally, the third area of focus is the area of mobility as a service. Increasingly, people are not excited about owning their own vehicles, about investing heavily in the mobility infrastructure, but they want to use mobility, whether it's in the air, on the land. They want to use it conveniently and safely. How do we design mobility as a service in a way that is compatible with the future, with sustainable transportation, and with Society 5.0? These are truly grand challenges, but I have confidence that the leadership of the DADC and the IPA will find new ways and will find ways to surprise us and to innovate in this grand challenge. So with this, I want to thank the president of the DADC, Mr. Saito Yukata. I also want to thank I want to thank Mr. Kono Takashi, as well as Professor Saiko Shirazaka from Keio University for inviting me to be here with you today and share these few remarks. I look forward to my next visit in Japan, hopefully in 2021, and I wish you good luck for this conference. Thank you.